Now, my initial thoughts when I was looking at this, and turned on the app for the first time ever, I press X and it was quite easy to get out of. Yeah. So, this is the first thing I see. And I didn't get a chance to actually turn on the microphone to capture my initial thoughts. I didn't speak too much during this part, but my first reaction was, whoa. It's like I'm in space and looking around at these planets. I feel kind of like how Iscariot did when he was sucked into the sphere of light and everything. So, and if you don't know, that's a comic book I'm working on. So I grabbed this little piece here. I'm thinking it's like the Wii U remote. And I wonder if this is testing to see whether I'm left-handed or right-handed dominant. So I hovered over this and that was it. It didn't tell me what to do. I just had to figure it all out myself. And then I just start hitting the this ball. It came at me and I swung. And so here are the instructions. At first you could be overwhelmed because I'm looking around and I'm like, I can see around me. I mean, what you're looking at is what I'm looking at. At least this is the direction in which I'm facing with my VR. And I'm facing straight towards my TV, and this, I thought I'm supposed to grab the ball with my hand, so I'm spending a lot of time trying to grab it. When what this is really supposed to do is you are not really grabbing the ball, but you're gravitationally pulling the ball. So they should have called it like grav pull or something unique, something different that would otherwise make a little bit more sense if you're looking at some of the keywords here. But grab, I was thinking I'm supposed to grab the ball, and I'm not even looking at the instructions at the time. And at that moment I didn't even know like if I'm supposed to grab the ball, if it was supposed to come to me, because I actually, up to this point, I didn't know that it was supposed to that I'm supposed to call it in. Basically you use like this kind of force thing. You see, that's when I'm starting to actually understand how to do it. And then I finally hit the ball. Once I hit it though, you could see that the instructions kind of moved, so I never really had a good chance to grasp anything. I still was quite confused. Here you can see when you move with the stick, you move with the opposite stick, or the opposite dual sense VR controller to move. You need the VR Sense controllers. So I'm actually starting to get it now, and here I'm having more success hitting the ball than calling it in. So that's for sure. I totally did not see this power smash, as you can as you will see later. I start to understand the mechanics of the power smash a little bit later after this. I kind of find out on my own. So one of the things that I'll get at later is the movement. I'll probably mention this again because I'm already speaking in the sort of track. But here I'm in the warm-up mode. Actually, I went into the warm-up mode before I started recording, but you probably also already saw it. This is not the warm-up mode. This is the intro. So once you turn on the game, you can see the instructions. They kind of sit there or whatever. I'm not too sure if I can see these instructions when I turn on the game for the next time it's on. But one cool thing about this game, I didn't feel dizzy at all. So that was the tutorial. I guess teleport is a feature that's similar to the Oculus, where you can point to a particular direction and you can instantly move there. So you don't have to, like say you're sitting down. If you're playing the game sitting down, if you're disabled, you can still enjoy this game. Whether you're moving the stick, let's say you have, you know, if you're disabled from the hips down, and you just want, like, you're just able to sort of swing, but you could teleport and you can move the stick at once. And I apologize for the constant yawning. I'm in bed right now as I record this. So this is the warm-up mode, and I will be fast forwarding through this because it's about an hour long. But one thing's for certain is that the game looks a lot more stable when you are actually wearing the VR. I didn't feel any sort of dizziness. I had my air conditioner and fans on, so I didn't really sweat too much as I did with like Runner, and I'll get into Runner a little later. So I'm a little bit ahead of Runner right now because I tried Runner back when like in a very strange situation, because I got the game quite late at night, and just like this game, I'm sort of, you know, playing this at like 4 or 5 in the morning, which is something that I shouldn't have been doing, but there's not a lot to do anyway. So I find that this is a nice little game to play. It's physical. The space that what you have, if you do have enough space, the space I think is pretty much like this for the entire game, but if you have this much space in your house, like in a room, at least like in terms of width, which is side to side movement, you should be good. You could probably even walk forward, which I've done. I was able to walk forward and side to side and everything, and up until you hit the wall, which is the invisible barrier. You could actually play this game in a large space, but you also have to keep in mind that the white lights that you see kind of flash in, those are the barriers. So there's going to be an automatic barrier whenever you play, but you can reposition yourself. If you're like, say, in the middle of a room, and let's say you're in a realistic setting, you're right where you are standing in that room, but you will have to kind of find your way back to the middle. There are some, when you have a VR2 whatever, you probably all don't know this, but you can set the safe area, the safety zone in your headset before you play the game, which is something that you should always do for any kind of game. For all the VR2 games, every game, each game separately, try to reset the safe zone, the play area as they called it, and let the VR scan your room. So I didn't really clean up anything because I was in the middle of cleaning when I decided to try the game. So that's why I'm missing a lot or not able to jump up or anything like that, because I have a couch behind me, and I'll probably get into the commentary a little later. But yeah, so far it's a doable game. You could possibly play this game sitting down, but reaching the ball will be very difficult, especially when you have to do overheads. As you can see right there, I did the overhead, the underhand. Right, you can't really do underhands like when you're, maybe when you're in the bed, whatever, but I don't think the VR will be comfortable, you know, from the back of the headband side. It won't be too comfortable if you're just laying down or trying to be lazy. This is a very physical game. You should play it to be physical. So that's another thing. Expect some exercise as well. And I'm going to speed up some of the visuals and everything so that you can see for yourself how the game looks like. Or you can get my commentary pretty much right after this.
Alright, so let's go ahead and see how warm-up starts off when you've already played this game. Now, one thing I'm going to try to do is I'm going to adjust my microphone first so that I can hear myself when I speak. I'm going to lower the volume on my AirPod Maxes, which are currently connected to my VR. I use a 3.5mm jack to connect the light from the lightning port of the AirPod Pro Max to the actual VR system. The funny thing about it is you might think that it's too much, but I use a sort of like sweat-proof like ear band thing, and also the headband part of the AirPods really do take away from the weight of the VR. The only thing is that it may press against my glasses, which as long as I refasten will be fine. So I'm going to turn around and take a look at my space. Now, one thing you'll notice is that my little dead zones are actually very, very close to me, because I have a small table right here. As you can see, there's like a little area, like safe area here. I haven't really had a chance to move things around. My couch is right here, and then of course more into the kitchen area, whatever. Little dining, you can hear the fan in the background. And there was a box here I had moved. Oh, it's still there. So the VR system, you could literally be in a huge room and you would be able to play this by running around and everything. That's the coolest thing about this, is you can really run around. So as long as, I guess, like the cable is safe, like you don't want to secure it to anything, you want it to sort of move with you, and you want to take careful steps. You never really have to perform like an Olympian or anything. I mean, if anything, you could suspend the cord from above you, where it won't get caught up on anything, but it will slide along with you, and you could have somebody kind of monitor your space with you, just for safety, just to let you know, maybe that the cable's a little loose, so they can fasten it up immediately after you pull back or pull forward. So that would be sort of a useful thing when you're in a big room, just having somebody kind of hold the cable loosely while you're moving around, but not to have it secure to anything really, so you don't knock anything over. So I'm currently moving my feet around. You can't see that in the VR system, but you can see that as I'm moving, this little character sort of moves too. The focus is mainly on the ball, but as you can see, as I move up my VR Sense controllers, you can see my hands. They're actually being moved around. They're waving, and the crazy thing is I'm moving my wrist and it moves along with me. So I'm guessing that like in the future there's going to be some games that make use of this, though I do feel like should be, after looking at the Portal, which is the portable PlayStation remote play thing, there should be a controller or a set of controllers like dual senses, like VR senses, that can be compatible both with regular gaming, and you should be able to move them around, sort of like a Nintendo Wii controller. But these are VR controllers. They have that little circular thing that's right here, that little band that goes around the hand. So I guess that's what, improves the accuracy of your movement, rather than a controller with like, without that 360 band thing around your wrist. The Orbit. I'm going to call it the Orbit. So with this controller, with my left controller, using my right hand to swing, the standard right, I'm going to press the R2 trigger. There's that little box here or whatever. That's what causes the red circle to pop up. Otherwise, if you have space, you'll never see those like red circle lines or whatever. Remember, my couch is here. So you can move around with the opposite hand. You can program it to the wrist. Like if you want to run and hit it, you can do that. If you feel like using just one controller, it will deplete the life of your battery for that controller a lot more. But you know, you don't want to play these games forever. But yeah, like this is just what I'm seeing. I'm using the microphone to sort of go back to what I was looking at when I first came in. So this game, C-Smash VRS for the PlayStation 5 for the VR2 system, is a really cool thing. Like I'm actually moving around, looking up, looking down, looking at my left hand, looking at my right. And when I use my left hand and press on the right trigger, I can pull the ball in. I feel a little vibration, as you can see. You can probably hear a little bit of it. I haven't tried this thing before while I'm moving the ball, but I'm slapping. Ooh, that was pretty good. And I didn't try to walk or move too much. Music's pretty good. But I can move forward if I want. I'm just noticing that these little like orange marks they look like they're like power-up thingies or something, because that opposite trigger is used to power up. So I'm gonna call on the ball. So my overreach is kind of bad because I'm still a little hesitant to jump, but you can do some jumps in the game. I don't know if the game will detect a jump. I tried it earlier. But for the most part, it is very responsive. Looks like I can power up my swing, but I missed, so yeah, so I'm noticing that the little racket thing is getting filled with some kind of energy. Okay, I see now. So the power up that I've not been able to do earlier, like when you build up, you can smash through these plates. Call on the ball. It's surprisingly responsive. I'm using the joystick to move around. I also don't have the straps like secured around my wrist, because you could drop these controllers quite easily if you slip. My fingers and my hands, for some reason, for skin and allergies conditions that I'm going through, don't sweat anymore. So it's harder for me to drop controllers, or I may have adapted to holding plastic for so long that I don't sweat anymore. I used to play games non-stop, so I try to use my power up and fail. Failed again. It's very responsive, in case you don't know. I'm just not reaching for the ball. Oh, got tricked. So you might hear like a kind of snap. Yeah. Now I didn't see this exact these exact tiles like this, or maybe I'm not maybe I'm remembering wrong, but Nice. Yeah, maybe I'm remembering wrong, but these could be the same setups for warm-up. You would have to kind of start over. Ooh. It's like you call on the ball like you would call someone with your hand, wrist, and finger. Oh, every time I try to do the power-up and I miss. I miss hitting the ball. I had an inverted hand that time. Didn't even hit it. Didn't even hit it. I don't know why I'm never hitting the ball while I'm powering up, but yeah, that was a perfect straightaway for me. Yeah, I tried to power up again and missed. Did that underhand. That was pretty cool. I did a power up that time, a proper power up. Not that time. That time I did it. Multiple hits. Yeah, the power up allows you to go through, smash through tiles or whatever. I think that's pretty cool. I'll do this one, my last one. It gets kind of addicting actually. It's very difficult to get dizzy in this game, unlike other VR games. So I think this is a plus. This is a good game to sort of party out with. And you can even play like a versus mode. Maybe I should give it a try. So here's the versus mode. There's quick play. Looks like there's a creative session. So it looks like I'm connecting to a network to connect with other people. I can invite a friend to play with me. I don't know if anybody plays this game with me though. Select the game mode. How about I go to quick play and head to head, whoever hits the most, smash the most blocks win. So we'll try it like this. If it doesn't find anyone, that'd be cool. Wow, look at this. Looking behind me on the side. It looks like an actual room. I mean, I won't be able to really explore those areas. But just imagine if like I had a whole big room to myself playing this. I could literally walk over to some of these walls. I won't be able to go through them. I'm sure there's like a limit to how far I can actually walk, but this is pretty cool. Yeah, the Japanese kind of Zen gardens over here. So I imagine that this game that I got, it will be at full price for a while, unlike some other games tend to drop in price. And if there were other games like this or other games that this company is making, if it ever became really successful, I mean, I anticipate a price drop, but I don't think there's gonna be one unless like the companies are desperate. This is a really cool game. Now, if there was like a if MetaQuest had this game too, and You can play with people with PS5 and make things a lot easier, a lot more accessible. I mean, they could create a Nintendo version, a Switch version of this game, and it'd be similar, you know. It wouldn't be all that, but it would be close to what the Wii had, the Wii U had, I guess. This is pretty cool. I won't be able to find any players, so I can go to warm up for now. And it's searching for players as I'm warming up. Oh, I'm in the pink room now. I would have lost right there. I probably would be able to find like players on the weekend in Japan, people who would actually be able to afford this game. I would be able to play against. I'm not even really trying here. Behind me. Oh, it went through it. Power of a power-up. It seems like those X's turn off at some point, which is why I went through it. Yeah, stay right there. There we go. Cool. That was fun. But I'm not gonna sit around waiting for a player to join the game. That's pretty cool. The shadows are there. They're moving with me. Doing the floss. I think I gotta shake my head around a little bit to get that done. So yeah, wow, that's pretty cool. And that's it for me. So C-Smash, everybody. Seems pretty cool. Got a little something different happen over there. Wow, let me walk there a little bit. Moving a little closer. Got my things underneath me. Can't go there. Can't go all the way. If I can clear my living room a bit near the kitchen, I should be able to see it. Wow. It's nice. Gravity. That's gotta be fun. Alright, I'm out of here, you guys. Take care.